Hello, mic check 1 2. Makila, do me a favor, please. Go on YouTube, and then on that video that you liked earlier, can you just click on my profile and then pass your phone? Actually, I'll do it.
What the hell? Look, it's even worse on the phone.
Come here, I need to see. Hello? Hello? Oh, cool. So you can hear me. That's absolutely perfect. Okay, now I've started streaming. There are some things that I want to go into. Michaela, can you turn that off? What are you doing? Sorry. Right, so there's some things that I want to go into a little bit more detail about. Right, so okay, I'm just gonna extend this. Okay, so we're gonna start here on the daily time frame. Right, as you can see, a suspension block has formed over here, and then we have 1 2 3 4 days moving away from it, and then on the fifth day we have a consolidation within the range of the suspension block. On this day, we haven't actually traded into that suspension block yet today. In fact, it looks as if we've rejected it completely, which is powerful. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, as you can see here, one second. As you can see here, we have multiple wick rejections at above the value of $4,000 per troy ounce. Right here, multiple wick rejections right there. Okay. So clearly price has had a hard time breaking this level. Every time it's rejected this level, we have then targeted the suspension block. Right? So you see market wants to trade lower, couldn't. Right? Now zoom in slightly more. Now, as you can see here, we have relative equal highs above the suspension block and also an additional confluence of a key level. Right, now this is very important because since price is failing to reach this level again, and in fact it looks more as if it's going to reclaim these areas here, this is a hesitation of bullish momentum. It's also a good reason to do some studying and not be entering trades willy-nilly. so if we drop down to the 15-minute time frame, right, there's a few things that I want to go over. So this is a 5-minute fair value gap. This formed right there. It still holds relevancy way over here. You can clearly see that right there. Now, if I go to obviously where the suspension block formed, way over here. Now, don't pay too much attention to when it formed because it's more just about the close. I'm not 100% sure where the close is. I think the close might be here. So the open of the suspension block is that right there, that body. And the close, I believe, is here. So this is obviously on the 15-minute time frame. We'll go back to the 1 day quickly. You can see that it opened, and then 2 days later, we have a close of the suspension block. The suspension block finishes here, so not there, here. A suspension block is basically a normal fair value gap with a volume imbalance below and above the middle candle. And apparently it doesn't matter if it gets wicked through. Right. So price is actively trying to reclaim the level of 4,000. If you want my humble opinion, I don't think that'll happen today. Oh, it might, but I don't think like we're going to see lower prices much further than that today. Definitely not. More likely it's going to be a close back into the range of 40-50. And then I'm hoping for retracements up to the suspension block. Potentially pushing higher, but I don't think so. So anyway, if we go back to the 1 minute time frame, there's actually something I wanted to show you, which is this 1 minute fair value gap here. Bear with me. This one. This fair value gap gets reclaimed, but according to ICT, they don't expire. So despite it being reclaimed here, it's still an important area, despite it being mitigated, right? But what I want to draw your attention to is how we have this 1 minute fair value gap, right? I'm just going to delete it for 2 seconds. And then as you can see, literally overlapping it, there is another 1 minute fair value gap. Overlapping the previous one. This one is a little bit larger, but regardless. Now this area is twice as important. So what we're going to do is we're going to go long. Actually, this is 100% going to get stopped out. This stop loss is way too tight. And not to mention, we're also in a short-term downtrend. But the market, on a broader perspective, is a very well-defined uptrend. So the bias obviously is bullish. And until we reclaim this area 3950, we're still going to be in a bull's market. Price is still trending upwards until we break these relative equal lows into this fair value gap. If this fair value gap gets reclaimed, then there is a chance that we might see lower prices. But until that happens, we are still bullish. Right. But basically, what I want to show you, right, is how this. You'll have to go back because I can't be asked to do it again. But I'll just do it. Okay, so this 1 minute fair value gap, right? It's greeted with a second one, overlapping it perfectly. The consequent encroachment of that is almost spot on, very, very close to being spot on. So now this is even more of a powerful area. I'm going to keep this long on here just to show you later. But look how clean this price action is. It's quite mad actually. So I'm just going to do an emoji. Right, okay. So literally, we've got one, 2, 3 rejections. From this level of 40.50. What does that tell you? I just see money up here, to be honest. I just see sell orders. Stop losses maybe here. Or maybe even stop losses right there. Yeah. There's loads of money up here, basically. This is our target. That's our primary target anyway, for the level of 40.50. Right, I think we're going to see higher prices back up into this 5 minute fair value gap, which didn't expire. This is a very tight stop loss. And to be honest, there's no actual confirmation of an uptrend. Sorry, there's no confirmation like to say that I should be entering the trade right here. I'm just solely putting this here to represent the 4,000 level not being touched. That's what this entry is right here. If you want, I'll even buy. Wait, what? Where is my entry? Why did it? What's going on? Why is it not entering? Very strange. Buy. I'm actually not too sure about this. Oh, there we go. Okay, wait in. Stop loss. Okay, we're done. There's no major confluences for this exact entry point, but I don't think we're gonna be hitting 4,000 right now. And if we do, I think it'll just bounce straight back up. But the suspension block 100% will get tapped again. So we are going to see some higher prices. But of course, we need to time this correctly so that we don't get absolutely fucked. But to be honest, I think we're fucked. It's okay. Patience is key. Anyways, I'm going to put some music on. I don't want to get copyrighted though. What if I just put a song on that doesn't have many views? Oh, I can just put on a type beat. I'll do that. I'll just type in non-copyrighted music. Here we go. Wonderful. Anyways. Anyway. If I go back onto the 1 hour time frame, I want to draw your attention to this volume imbalance right here. Can you see that? The body of this candle and the body of this candle don't overlap. That's obviously because we have the Friday and the Monday opening time, well, the Sunday night opening times. So we have the weekend closure. This left a volume imbalance. And the craziest part about this is that there's a fair value gap right there that needed to be filled. But we haven't actually had any body closes in this fair value gap, only wicks. But this fair value gap, you can see, has been perfectly respected at its consequent encroachment level. So, as well, the volume imbalance overlaps the key level of 4,100. It's quite powerful. Obviously, this is the current 1 hour candle, and we're only 7 minutes into it, which means that I'm 100% getting stopped out here. Like a million percent, right? Surely. It's fine. Oh, in fact, potentially not. Now, the only reason that we wouldn't get stopped out here is if obviously price is made a large enough wick, and then the candle is going to flip on itself, turn blue, and come back up to here, leaving this wick down here. We might get stopped out at 4,000, but that's because this might be the entry point as opposed to entering before it gets hit. Obviously, realistically, I should have waited until 4,000 was claimed first. Yeah, but now we're just gonna wait anyway.
Nissan Leaf. I mean, Nissan Micra, sorry. Brother, you're gay. Look at this. This is a Nissan Leaf. I mean, Nissan Micra, sorry. Brother, you're gay.
Callum, I'm live streaming a video and I'm gonna like send you a link to it later to watch it. Look how close we are from this key level, which is also coincidentally my stop loss. Fuck's sake. No, but like I was actually anticipating this.
Hi everyone, it's that time again. BBC Children in Need is back.
I'm live streaming a
we're
video
asking you to get
and
involved
I'm
by
gonna like
challenging
send you a
yourself
link
to
to
help
it
raise
later
money
to
for
watch it.
children and young people
Look how
all
close
across the
we are
UK
from this key
with
level,
communities
which is
just like
also
yours. So whether you're baking, dancing, running, or doing something totally unique, every single challenge helps
coincidentally
make a
my
real
stop
difference.
loss.
You'll find loads of ideas, sponsorship forms, pledge cards, and more on the BBC Children in Need website. Just click on the link to get started.
This has 1 billion views and definitely is copyrighted. Why does that come under the mix of non-copyrighted music? They're bloody lying. Oh, okay, this is fine. Oh, it hasn't actually hit 4,000 somehow. Why not? Why is that, do you reckon? Because what we're doing right now is we're generating liquidity so that we can bounce back up to the upside, because every time price ticks lower now, sellers are entering late. Think there's sellers up here. There's also sellers here, 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 here. Right? So really we're going to need some type of catalyst, some type of like event, or essentially something to fuel the market so that it now travels upwards, right? Because there's a lot of downwards pressure, there's a lot of selling momentum, or selling pressure, downwards momentum. And in order to recover from this, we either need to claim stop losses from below, or we need to just ignore them and hunt the liquidity above. Both are somewhat reasonable. Now, I don't have much hopes for this, I'll be honest, but I'm gonna leave it on to just see what happens, because I did try to call it out. So obviously, if it doesn't work, then fair enough. I feel like the overall perspective is fine, considering if we go to 1 sec. Oh no. This. No, not this. We need. Wait, what's going on? This isn't even what I want. I wonder what she's talking about here. Definitely not my stop loss, is it? I didn't follow her trade, by the way. I'll prove it in a second. This is my analysis. I'll prove it. Wait. So anyway, I want to show you this. So today, there's no news left coming out today. There's literally not. So there's not going to be any like major catalyst other than price action today. So no monetary policy changes, no FOMC speeches, nothing. Jerome Powell is fast asleep right now. But in order for us to continue this down movement, this downwards pressure, right? Something needs to cause it. And I think we're already stretched quite far as it is. I think we'll hold above 4,000. I don't think that there will even be a candle closure below it. At all. Not even a minute. It might wick down, come straight back up, bounce right back. I don't think we're going to have a candle close below 4,000. Could be wrong. Obviously, the next POI would be 39.50. But we'll see. Nerd. You're broke! You're fucking poor! Oh, I said I was going to prove that, didn't I? Wait, though. She's on about Bitcoin. Fez. She's on about stop reaching on Bitcoin. She hasn't even put any gold analysis today. She's got crude oil. None of it. Oh, it's just fucking hit my stop loss. Oh my god. But we do still have 23 seconds before the candle closes. Nah, it's fucked. No, because we're trading lower, I'm not going to let my ego get the best of me. If we're trading lower, where are we going? Where is the POI down here? Is there anything major we can see? Is this a suspension block? I don't think so. I think that's too tight, really. It's not really. See, what's the difference between them? It's a penny. It's a cent. So I don't think that would really be classed as a suspension block, really. But we do have an old fair value gap on that. We do have an old 1H FVG, and they don't expire. So even though it's been mitigated, this could be our top. Oh my god. Shit. Oh fuck. Fez. Well, don't take advice from me. Regardless, if we traded lower or we traded higher rate, I don't really care. But the point that I was trying to express is that the suspension block was a huge part in this down movement here. You can clearly see it. We failed to break through the top of the suspension block, and what happened? We closed for the weekend, volume imbalance, hammered down, took out 4K, and entered this old 1H FVG. So now we've reclaimed 4K. Is it going to retest? That was stupidly tight stop loss, to be honest. It's just I was trying to protect 4K, but realistically 4K is a magnet for price, but it could have also been a hard rejection, so maybe our stop loss should have been here. But basically, what I wanted to draw your attention on, or draw your attention to, sorry, is just simply how we've cascaded down into the suspension block and then consolidated within it. Volume imbalance, failure to close above, pull back. We've swept sell side liquidity now. We've also reclaimed 4K, which is a key level. This was real, by the way. To be honest, I wish I didn't show this entry here. It's not what I was trying to show. What it is is how loyal the price action is to the suspension block. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Real, look at that. And this. Failure to close below. Above, sorry. Swept. Reclaimed. Failure to close above. Friday close. Open. Volume imbalance. Failure to hit suspension block. Swept. Consolidation in a historical 5-minute FVG. Reclaimed. But like, what caused it though? What caused it? You could argue. I mean, of course, potentially maybe it was this. To that I say fair enough. But next time the market comes to this level, what does it do? Chills though. Current price is here. Where is the earliest fair value gap in this price action? It's there. It's not. It's here. No, it's there. Okay, here. Current price is still in this 5-minute fair value gap up here.
You might expect a delicious sounding description here.
I can't remember exactly where it was, so I'm just gonna fucking leave it here.
Growing up, my life was all over the place. Turns out, I crave order.
Obviously now I can see very clearly why this happened, because 4K is a magnet. and the stop loss was way too tight as well. But anyway, this is what I want to draw your attention to, bro. This suspension block formed days ago, like maybe it's like 2 weeks ago now, and it's still being loyal to it, like even now. It's just crazy how it stays in this portion. Taps this line perfectly, like to the tick twice. It's mental. But anyway, look how we just rejected this key level, came straight into that one. Same here, rejection. But that was not straight into that one. Okay, anyway. To be honest, that entry that I tried to make beforehand is quite stupid because 4K is a magnet for price. It's a very obvious key level. So instead of trying to use it as an entry, I should have used it as a target, really. So, to be honest, that was me misleading myself. But this market structure is beautiful. Look at it. I still think the ideology of maintaining the bullish momentum is still on the table. But there's nothing to cause it other than just erratic price runs in the form of like sweeping stops, or sweeping stops in the form of erratic price runs. So yeah, but it's just mental, that suspension block, like, isn't it? Oh, she shouting like. What's that? Okay, it doesn't matter, I don't do that. I'm not even looking for entries, bro. Tells quite the story, isn't it? How long even is this video? It doesn't say. Oh no. It's about 45 minutes. We've claimed sell-side liquidity on 4K. So what's next? This song is copyrighted. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here.